Chapter 18, Jaiden Kensington. Where is she? I can hear a commotion. They must have found the others. For some reason I don't care. I have to find her. The hallway is mostly dark, but I can make out many doors on each side of me. As I go past, the numbers written on the doors they get bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know if I'm heading in the right direction, but I have to find her. Someone steps into the hallway from a room. Just what I was hoping for, but not expecting. I'm not sure who was more caught off guard, but I react quicker. He seems surprised as I push him up against the wall. I'm surprised when I see it's Shale, a guy from school. Though I shouldn't be surprised. He did hang out with Darius a lot. I'm sorry, he says to me. I wasn't expecting that. Where's Dominique? I ask a bit too quietly and out of breath. Not as intimidating as I would have hoped. She's gone, he tells me, into the forest. She escaped an hour ago. They've probably already eaten her. Who? The trolls, the goblins, take a pick of anything that's in the forest. What direction did she go? Do you know? He shrugs. Up the mountain. We have the south covered. Nothing and no one comes or goes that we don't know about. We would have seen her if she used the roads. I let him go, but use caution because I don't know if he's going to try to kill me. There's always the chance, but I don't think he will. Not everyone in this world is a killer. Not everyone on their side is a killer. Hopefully this is a situation where if he wanted to kill me already, he would have tried something already. He goes for something in his pocket. The metal pieces clang against each other. He tosses the keys at me, underhand, so I can easily catch them. Go down the road and to the right, not far down, and park the truck. You might still see some of the people that are there. I just dropped off a load. She'll have gone that way. You'll find her in there. I wouldn't bet on her being alive, though. I run back down the hall the way I came. Some people are fighting in the entry. More are fighting on the other side of the doors and along the road. No one notices me, however. I notice the truck to the left. I sprint to the truck. The doors are unlocked and jump in the driver's door. Miles knocks on the door, so I open it. Ready to tell him what's going on, I spout it out before he gets a chance to say anything. I know where Dominique and Raylene are. He shuts the door and runs around the front. I can hear him yelling. He opens up the passenger door and climbs in, scooting all the way over to me. Doesn't take long for another man to pile in. I can feel the back of the truck hopping up and down, like someone is getting into the back. After a couple moments, someone hits the window, signaling for us to go to leave. I don't know how much time I have, so I start the vehicle and drive away. It doesn't take me long to get up the hill and find the road I need to turn right on. About half a block down, I see a couple of people just entering the tree line. I stop the truck and get out. People pile out of the truck while I scan the tree line. Somewhat ignorant people get out of the truck and walk across the road. I try to see where I can find the people who had just left. Walking further and further down the road, I finally get a glimpse of someone. I move closer to the tree line, walking a bit down the hill into the ditch. Unconsciously, I realize there are people right behind me, but I don't care. I concentrate on the group of 5 heading towards me. They are covered in blood. I'm not sure how much is theirs and how much is another's. Suddenly, they disappear. A short scream from each of them sounds before being stopped and turned into gurgles. The people behind me start to run towards them. About 5 meters in, 2 of those who had entered on my right stop, such as one would be if they'd been punched in the gut. As they keel over, a line appears at the midpoint of their backs, right before the separation between their top and bottom half. Were they cut in half? How? Stop! The middle-aged man yells at everyone. Go back! There are shouts and hollers coming up the road. As they round the corner, I know it is part of the rebellion catching up with us. There isn't much of a choice. Either we can run down the road and face them and fight, or go deeper into the forest. I don't think they'll follow us. There are a lot more of them than there are of us. I decide to take my risks with the forest. I now know 2 places not to step. Taking a deep breath, I make a beeline into the forest, running past all the people coming out. There's some shouts after me, but I ignore them and keep running. When I am too far into the forest to be stopped and taken back, I slow down. Turning around, I see a bunch of angry faces, but none of the rebellion has followed us this far. I turn back to the direction I had been running in and continue walking. I may not know where I'm going, but a straight line seems as good as any. Metal jaws snap shut. A sickening crunch and the wail from a guy behind me and to the right. It sounds like something out of a horror movie, or perhaps a noise of a wounded animal being caught in a trap. I turn around and immediately wish I hadn't. Daniel is poised on the ground with a smaller bear trap meant to maim trapped around his leg. The middle-aged man goes to help him. Somehow he releases the bear trap from his leg. Daniel whimpers as people help him up. The troubled new girl from Alexa. The troubled new girl from school, Alexa. We trudge on a bit more carefully until we get to a clearing. Two people are hanging above a woodpile. I turn my head to the right. Someone fell into a hole. Horrified yells tell me there isn't worth a look. I finally get to the people. She's here, and so is Raylene. I help her down gently as others cut her down. I hear a roar behind us. A troll is running for us. I cut her legs loose. She's unconscious. She's conscious, and it only takes us a moment to get her up. The troll swipes at me and misses, but he goes for Dominique. In a swift movement, he breaks her neck. That was weird. My dreams have been an odd mix of reality and myth lately. Why do I keep having dreams about a man and some people I've never hung out with from school? One person in all of it stands out, Dominique. I hadn't thought about her in a while. I guess I should maybe think about finding Dominique and the rest of their family. They did talk about the apocalypse plan. To Grandma's house we go when the world goes to hell. It's as good of a shot as any. I'll go there and find them. That family was nice enough that they would take me in. They immediately counted me as one of their own once they found out I existed. Or maybe I should just stay here. There's no one here. No people equals no drama. But survival would be easier with others around to share the work. And her family seemed amazing. Nothing like my own. Ugh. I put my glasses on and crawl out of my sleeping bag. I'll have breakfast and get on the road. Survival logic wins. I'll take Lucas's extra car. He won't mind. He's probably dead anyway. I have cereal and water for breakfast. I want to stay in my little bubble, but I know it wouldn't last forever. I go downstairs. I undress only to redress in as many layers as possible. I roll up my sleeping bag and attach it to my bag. Footsteps above my head make me duck in surprise. Who's that? Should I go see? I doubt it would be anyone friendly. Society is supposed to break down after only 3 days. You check the house, I'll grab the food. Someone calls out. I hide my bag. I'll come back for it later. It's too clunky for a quick escape. I climb on top of my desk and open my window. I crawl out in a practice motion. Keeping low to the ground, I creep around the side of the house. I peek through the gate before I slip to the other side. An unknown truck is running out front and no one inside. Things are piled into the back. Looters. If they're going house to house, I have a 50% chance that they still have to go to Lucas's. There's a good chance they will find me if I don't hurry. I race to his front door. The fake rock holds the key. I get inside fast. No broken windows and the door is locked. They will be here next. I go to his key holder. That's strange. Both the vehicle's sets of keys are here. Maybe Lucas is here. Or maybe not. His shoes aren't here. That might not mean anything. I take both keys. I don't have time for this, but I run through the house. I whisper Lucas as I go. He isn't here. I make my way to his garage. I pull up the emergency cord to lift it. I take his cheaper car, the black one. It's an automatic car. I would never take the red one. It's an expensive sports car with a shifter. I wouldn't make it anywhere. I'd stall the engine so many times I'd break the car. Someone appears in the doorway as I start up the engine. She looks like she's wearing a mask and an expensive Halloween costume. I process the purple skin and rib-like bones coming to a point on her face before she runs towards me. I step on the gas. The car jolts forward. I almost run the girl over, but she gets out of the way just at the last moment. I look in the rearview mirror and see a group of 5 crowding the girl. They watch me drive away. This can't be real. That's just real freaky costumes. It's hard to accept that the smoldering surroundings were a mostly peaceful city just a week ago. I feel like I'm watching a movie from every angle. I avoid most of the inner part of the city and soon look at the peaceful countryside. Snow starts to fall. It dawns on me that I might not have the gas to get out there, or I might have enough for the ride straight there, but nothing for me to get lost with. Well, let's hope I don't get lost. I just have to make sure I go exactly the way I was taken there first. I try to remember that and follow the memory as best as I can. When I make it to the Alberta beach sign, I smile. It was a long way, but I was able to make it at least to the right area. I think it should only take about another 5 minutes and I'll be there. Left, right, first house on the right. Bingo, this is it. I look at my gas gauge just in time as it's pretty much empty. I pull into the driveway. There are a bunch of vehicles here. I guess I chose the right place, but I don't recognize most of these vehicles. Grandma and Grandpa's truck is the closest to the house. I stop my car and get out. It's eerily quiet. They have 3 massive Rottweilers that should be greeting me, or at least be looking out the window and barking. I walk the line of cars and trucks to the main entrance. I turn the doorknob, and the door opens. I walk in. The house is warm. One of the reasons they chose this house to be the apocalypse house was because they can heat the whole house with their fire stoves. Grandma and Grandpa's boots are here, but why haven't they come to greet me yet? Maybe they're sleeping? If the stove is on, they should be in the kitchen. Hello? I wait a moment. Grandma, Grandpa, are you here? I wait in silence. Someone should be answering me. I settle the keys between my fingers in my right fist. If they need to, they should buy me a moment to get back into the car. I walk around the corner and down the hall towards the kitchen. As soon as I walk into view, I have guns and flashlights pointed at me. I don't know any of the people I can see. They're going to shoot me. You don't look like their granddaughter, so who are you? A man's voice says. There aren't any pictures of me around and none in the family portrait tree, so these people wouldn't know. I'm adopted, sort of. That's sort of the short truth. They told me that I'm their granddaughter the last time I was here, but I'm not by blood. Where are they? Out, he says. The way he says it makes me feel uneasy. Can you please put your guns down? I swear I don't have any weapons on me. There's a very tense moment before he gives them a signal to lower the weapons. I can tell, though, that before I could move, any of them could still shoot me. Give me your car keys, he says. I immediately hand them over. I have no choice. If I hesitate at all, he might take it as resisting. And they all still have their guns near enough that I wouldn't live very long if he decides I should die. What's your name? Jaiden, and you are? I stick my hand out for a handshake. Paul. He goes in for the handshake. I make sure that I do a girly grip. Something weak to make sure he doesn't take me as a threat. Nice to meet you. I smile sweetly at him. He has a dark stain on his shirt near his neck. Are you injured? I point to his neck. Showing concern for him should make him let his guard down. Werewolf got me. I laugh a little at his joke. Like one of the Roddies? No, those vicious things are locked up in the garage. They're probably dead by now. A werewolf did this to me. We've got 2 of them locked up in the bedroom upstairs. A wolf? The people in the room look around at each other. Others look bewildered. Werewolves aren't real. Have you been living under a rock or something? He frowns at me. Close. There was a bomb threat in my school last week, and they sent all the students home. I saw a few buildings blow up from my house, then bunkered down in my basement for the last week, waiting for my dad to come home. He never did, though. And then some people broke in this morning, so I ran and came here. I thought we were under a terrorist attack. Follow me. He goes out of the kitchen the way I came in. I follow after him. He goes up the stairs and leads me to the bedroom. It was a terrorist attack, but the attack came from demons. He opens the door. The smell hits me first. I know it's excrement. Paul must not be letting the 2 captives out of this room at all. This is inhumane. I get locking them up, even making them stay in this room, but they shouldn't be living in this filth. There are 2 of them. They look completely human to me, but Paul says they're werewolves. Paul does something to the female, and the male reacts. I see it for a moment. The human face morphs briefly into a muzzle, then back. Paul pulls away before the male can grab him. I see his knife gleaming drops of red. He stabbed her. I don't understand. Did I just see... How did you manage to capture them? I ask. I make sure that I only have a straight line of a smile. I don't want Paul to see how much this disturbs me. He motions for me to leave the room. We go back downstairs. He guides me into the kitchen. I lied to you. I apologize. They killed your grandparents. Some of our guys, too. We captured them shortly after. We need them to tell us where the rest of the pack is. We'll get our revenge, kill every last one of them. Okay. So he's bloodthirsty. He said he locked up the vicious Roddies. I'll need to check them out soon, but the Roddies wouldn't have caused them problems if they knew them beforehand, or even if they meant no harm. Once the Roddies are introduced to people, they don't bother them at all. If you're a stranger, on the other hand, especially if you cause harm to someone they know, you need to watch out. The first matter is the couple upstairs. They don't have anyone guarding them. I wonder if I could get a chance to be alone with them, verify the story. Would you mind if I go clean up her wound? If she gets an infection and dies, her partner will never tell you what you want to know. If they mirror their animal counterparts, they are fiercely loyal creatures. If you want to, I won't stop you. I'll come with you to protect you. I don't think that's what he really means. He just met me. He doesn't know me. Of course he isn't going to leave a stranger alone with his 2 captives. He probably thinks I'm one of them. You're the last person I want with me. If you don't mind, could someone else come with me? I fear that they won't respond too well if you come back with me. Probably think you're going to stab them again, and probably wouldn't let me do the first aid. Paul mulls it over for a minute and sees it my way. You're not going to find anyone here who they'll be comfortable with. We've all taken our turns interrogating them. I cringe inwardly at the term interrogate. I know he means that they've all taken a whack at the prisoners. Maybe someone can wait for me in the hall if I scream, rush in, and kill me. If I scream, rush in, and get me. If you scream, it's because they're killing you, and we won't have time to rush in and get you. Why would you care anyway? You just met me. If I die, you'll mourn more having to clean up my dead body than you will my death. He snickers. That's true. Go and do what you need to do. I have work to do. I'll send Harry with you. Go collect what you need. Thank you. I smile at him with my sweetest smile, the one that shows my dimples. I bow my head a little before I walk to the bathroom. I need to keep in mind that they won't take too kindly if I use items they deem necessary. Opening up the medicine cabinet, I see that won't be an issue. There isn't anything left in here. I look under the sink. There isn't anything in there that will be useful. I go to the boot room. I climb up to the top of the dryer. On the shelf up here, I find rags and a material slated for garage rags. What are you doing? A voice says to my side. I jump and scream a little from the sudden appearance, and a bit from my guilty, treacherous thoughts. The shoe box of rags falls on me, and for a moment I think I'm going to fall off the dryer. I catch my balance with the help of the shelving. Oh God, I look at the man and grasp my chest. You gave me a heart attack. I take in a deep breath and let it out loudly. I was grabbing rags to clean and bind wounds. Are you Harry? Yes. He holds out his hand to help me get off the dryer. I know he's trying to be chivalrous, but it doesn't help me out any more than what putting my hand on the dryer would have. I let him help me down anyway. I clean up the rags that have fallen out of the box. I just need to get a few items out of the pantry and kitchen. Like what? Harry says. Vinegar and salt, a little bit of water, just enough to dilute the solution in a bowl. I tell him the kitchen items will do well enough as a disinfectant. No water. We need all the water we have. Harry gets defensive. Okay, no problem. There goes that thought. I don't have enough power to dispute it. The solution should work well enough without water, but I'll need more vinegar to dissolve the salt. Hopefully it's not too acidic without the water to dilute it. I take the rags with me to the pantry. Harry watches me like a hawk. I thought maybe I could grab a granola bar for them, but I don't think I could manage to grab it without him noticing. I could be in big trouble if he caught me. Besides, there isn't much left in here for actual food. I grab only what's necessary. The next time I look at Harry, he has a shotgun in his grasp. We make our way upstairs and into the room. They look over me warily. Harry even more so. I put my collection on the floor. Settling on the ground, I mix up the solution in the bowl. I look up at the duo. Hi, my name is Jaiden. I mixed a solution of salt and vinegar to create a disinfectant. Would you let me attend to your wounds? The male's eyes are off me and on Harry. I glance over and see him with the shotgun pointed at them with his finger near the trigger. I can only assume from my position that he's already got the safety off. I don't know what these two might do, so I leave him be for now. I collect the bowl and the box of rags and move close enough to them to touch them. I kneel with one knee and one foot on the ground. It will be easier to jump away if I need to. From my position, Harry can't see my face, and I take this to my advantage. Can you please roll up your shirt so I can see the stab wound? She does, as I ask, and I get to work cleaning the area around the wounds. It's bleeding slightly when I get done cleaning it. Her skin is a little pale. I wish I could have grabbed her some food. There's a lot of blood here, and I don't imagine they've eaten since they were imprisoned. I make sure I don't move my head, but look up. In the quietest whisper possible, I ask, Did you kill my grandparents? Her face softens momentarily. She blinks hard once, then glares at Harry. Does that mean no? I wait for a natural break in the process to look at Harry. He still has the gun aimed at them. I don't think he heard me. Could you please stop aiming that gun at me, or at least take your finger off the trigger? You're making me nervous. He doesn't say anything, but he does move his finger out of the trigger hole. I step back to work. I should have grabbed a needle and thread. On second thought, I don't think I could handle that, or rather, I don't want to have to handle that. I finish by binding a long rag around her waist. Do you have any other wounds? Anything that might need disinfecting? No, the male says gruffly. Thank you, the female says. You're welcome. I start cleaning everything up, but stop. I give them a rag and leave the bowl with them. You should use this on any minor cuts you have. Wash yourselves with it. Make sure you don't drink it. It would dehydrate you. I get up and gather the rest of the supplies. Harry kicks the bowl over as I walk away. He finally puts a gun down when we leave. I go to the kitchen and put everything in the pantry. Harry is still watching me, but the gun has disappeared. Harry, would you mind if we go to the garage? Paul mentioned that you have the dogs locked up in there, and I would like to see if they're okay. I'm not going with you. I don't think you'll find anyone to go with you. Those dogs are probably dead anyway. They're harmless if they know you, and if they're still alive, I could introduce them all to you, and you'll be fine. It's possible they're alive, but they wouldn't hesitate to act. They wouldn't hesitate to attack if any of you tried to harm me. How would you get them out? They'll attack the moment we open the door, he says. Open the door and jump back. They'll recognize me when they see me, I say. At least I hope they will. Who knows, really? You can't go alone, he sighs. I'll go with you, but I'm bringing the gun. Yeah, bring the gun. If anything happens, you can protect us. I hope nothing goes wrong. Harry takes the lead out to the garage. I find out that he keeps the shotgun on top of the fridge. We get to the man door. I don't hear anything. Harry opens the door a crack. It takes a moment, but a large nose shoves through the crack. She growls and barks. Harry tries to shut the door or keep the door where it is. I can't tell. What I can tell is which dog this is. Missy, hey girl, it's Jaiden. She stops barking, but still tries to get through the door. Heel girl, sit. She does as I say, so I tell Harry, you can open the door now. He opens the door a touch more, but he runs back about 5 meters and readies the gun. Missy comes out and excitedly rubs her nose into me. I'm glad she recognizes me. I spy 2 bodies still in the garage. You can put the gun down. I talk to Missy now. Hi, girl. Everything's going to be okay. Even from my angle, I can see she's emaciated. She tries to jump up and put her paws on my chest. Down, girl. You aren't allowed to jump up. Want to go inside the house now? Come on. I lead the way with Missy shortly behind me. Harry follows way behind us. We go through the house to the kitchen. People are alarmed until they see that she has no business with them. Missy goes straight for the food dish. It has some hard food in it, but not enough to make her full after days in the garage. I grab the bag of kibble from the pantry and fill up the water dish too. No one argues with me, probably too scared of the dog. Good. I put the food back, not really knowing what I should do next. I go into the living room and settle on the window seat. People either go about their business, stare at me, or stare at the dog. There is no in between. I wish I had my cell phone so that I could bury myself into something on there, and not have to think about the eyes on me. Any escape plan is dashed. We're too far away from anywhere for it to be reasonable for me to walk. Missy finishes eating and comes straight over to me. She hops up onto the window seat and quickly finds a spot to lie down. She makes sure to nudge her head onto my lap. I pet her and scratch her head, particularly scratching behind her head. How did you do that? Paul stands across the room. I look up at him. He's across the room. I stroke her head to calm her when I hear her growl in his direction. Now that I notice it, I realize people have put space in between us and them. Sorry, I say. I'm sure I know he's asking about why Missy isn't eating everyone, but I want to make sure. That dog attacked us the last time we saw it, he says. Of course she did. She's a guard dog, and she didn't know any of you. She's a sweetheart once she gets to know you. I kissed her head for good measure. I'll take your word for it. He walks away into the kitchen and down the hall. People leave me alone after that. I just sit with Missy. I get hungry, but I don't dare say anything. I know I missed lunch, and I get the idea that I'm missing supper, too, when it gets dark out. The pantry didn't have much in there. Finally, others start going to bed. I learn they have people on guard at all times. I think about going to bed, but I'm wired. Paul eventually comes around to toss a granola bar and blanket at me. Make it last. We don't have much for food around here, he says before he walks away. I put the granola bar back in my pocket and unfold the blanket. I'm warm enough with all my clothes and jacket on, so I lay myself down in the window seat, cuddle Missy, and throw the blanket over both of us, mostly over Missy. I don't plan on eating the granola bar. I've been eating pretty well for the last week. It's pretty well agreed upon that a person can survive more or less 8 days without food and water, more if they have water. We can make water through snow. I'll just save it for later, perhaps even give it to the couple upstairs. Speaking of which, how long have they been here? For that matter, how long has this group been here? It can't have been the whole last week, or else Missy and the couple would be way worse off. If I had to guess, I'd probably say a couple of days. The question is, what do I do now? Do I steal away in the middle of the night? Do I stay here knowing that the people probably killed everyone that was here at their arrival? Do I rescue the people upstairs? Is it an option to become part of the group? Are they generally bad people, or are they just doing what they misguidedly think they have to do. Do I even get a choice? Can I leave if I wanted to? Or are they going to keep me here until they know what to do with me? Questions fly through my mind. They help me stay awake as the night goes on. I'm too scared to go to sleep. I might never wake up. I lightly pet Missy's head. Missy will protect me.